Hello, everyone. Good morning. Welcome. And welcome to today's live, actually. Today, we are going to talk about how you learn Mandarin. Actually, I know that a lot of people, you have been learning Mandarin for a while already. You have already, you have, you have already been learned Mandarin like for quite a while. But the problem is, lots of people ask me the question. They ask me like why I learn Mandarin, but I forget later on. And people will also ask why I can understand a little bit, but when when I try to speak, then I get stuck. So, or lots of people will ask that why there is words in my mind, but I couldn't speak it out. So today, if you have this kind of situations, it's not about you. It's not that you are not smart. It's not that you are how to say you are too old or Chinese is too hard or you have no talented. But the problem is it's because the way you are learning is not very suitable for you. It's not suitable for most of the adults' brain structures, I would say like that. So, because adults' learning is different, adults learning Mandarin is different. It's not like kids, it's not like children. Children absorb the language, but as an adult, you have limited time. Your learning time probably are very fragmented. So you need a more efficient way to learn Mandarin. You need a more efficient way to learn Chinese, actually. So later on, we will do some very simple exercise. And if you want to do like a 5-day challenge with me, for people who watching on the TikTok, you can click the button on your screen, and for people who watching on YouTube, you can just check the text below. Okay, so we will keep in contact there. So first thing, why do you forget after you just learned? Okay, why you forget? People would just say, oh, okay, because Mandarin is too hard, because Mandarin is one of the hardest language in the world. But the problem is, most of you learning the thing is just a single input. Okay, just a single input, and you hear once, you try the once, and you thought you memorize the word, and that's it. And your brain will say, all right, this is just a short-term memory. I won't just store it. Okay, so let's do a small or a very simple exercise that let you to feel how to repeat. Okay, I said three things. I said three sentences, and you just need to hear the key words. So first, 我喜欢音乐。我喜欢音乐。And then the second one, 我喜欢跑步。我喜欢跑步。And then the last one, 我喜欢看电影。我喜欢看电影。Okay, how many you can understand? How many words you can understand? Because here's the key: you don't need to hear to understand the whole sentence. You don't need to understand everything. I just want you to understand some keywords. So how many keywords you can understand? Because the first thing is, for learning, you need to understand the keywords, and then you can guess the whole sentences. Because when you speak, when you have a conversations, there is a context there. So when you speak, there's a context there, and then that can help you to understand the whole scenario with just a few keywords. All right. So if you want to keep practicing with me in 5 days like this, there is a link on your on the screen if you're watching from TikTok. And for people who in the YouTube, you can just check the text below. Okay. And the second thing is, lots of people are asking, why am I speaking? I want to speak naturally, okay, but why I can't do that? I want to speak naturally, but why I can't do that? The first thing is, it's always been feel like stuck, not natural, because you have a more because you lack of one most important abilities, I would say, is the modeling. Okay, modeling is one of the most important thing that you need to gain. It's ability, because language is not purely based on your vocabulary. It's based on the rhythm, about the tone, about the intonation, everything. Because actually, if you can't say the words, if you can't express what you want to say with just the rhythm, tone, intonation, it still can help you to express the idea. All right. So now you can speak with me. You can follow me. What I will said next. Okay. So first, let's say it together. 我喜欢音乐. I like music. 我喜欢音乐. I like music. Use the rhythm I just said. Okay. 我喜欢音乐. And then the next one. 我喜欢跑步. 我喜欢跑步. Follow my rhythm, and these could help you to understand to speak more naturally. Because when you speak, if you want to be naturally, you have to get the flow, you have to get the rhythm. Chinese is not like English that they have lots of the punctuations, but in Chinese, from Asian Chinese to now, get the rhythm right is more important. Okay, so now the next issue is why I can understand the words, but when I speak, my brain just go blank at all. Because you need ability is substitution. Okay, substitution. It's when you can substitute the sentence pattern, when you can substitute the thing in the sentence pattern, then you can speak more sentences, or you can speak in more scenarios. So, say for example, we say you learn the one sentence or sentence patterns. That's 我喜欢音乐. I like music. But if you can't change it to like I like movie, I like running, I like cook, of course you will be stuck, right? You need to understand. You need to understand how to replace the words. You need to understand how to replace the words in the same sentence patterns. That the sentence patterns could help you to build more, or can help you to express in more scenarios. All right, because that's the key point. You don't have to learn hundreds or thousands of vocabularies first, then to speak. You can just use what you have learned. You probably already know some few. You probably already know few words. Okay, you probably already know how to express something, or in just isolated words. But with this substitution or this kind of replacement abilities, that can help you to say more things, right? So first, you can say any hobbies that you like, and then you can make that yours. Say for example, running. Okay, say for example, running. You have already you have already know how to say I like music. 我喜欢音乐. But now you know running, 跑步. Okay, so how you can say I like running? Yeah, you can just change music to running, right? Like English is the same. So in Chinese, you can say 我喜欢跑步. I like running. 我喜欢跑步. I like running. So you see, you just change one word that can help you to express what you want, and that can help you to express what relevant to you. Because you see, the thing is, if you want to express the things, to express more things, then that's the vocabulary you need to memorize. It's not that you're trying to figure out or to find lots of so-called high frequent vocabulary list. Okay, if you find that, if you see that, um, then maybe that so-called high frequent Chinese words is not relevant to you. You need to remember, you need to memorize the words that are relevant to you, to yourself. Okay. And so what's your hobby? You can comment it, and then you can use the sentence pattern to replace it. Say, for example, you like, let's say, cooking. Okay, if you like cooking, you can say 我喜欢做饭。我喜欢做饭。I like cooking. So that's the substitution, or you can say it's a replacement. That's the level 3. And then the level 4 is, if people will say, why my sentence is very short. Okay, why I always say short sentences, why I keep saying short sentences. Can I improve that? Can I improve that? Because you don't have expansions. Okay, you don't have expansions in your sentences. Like in English, it's the same, because learning any language will have the same pattern. For example, I like running. Then how you can expand the sentence patterns? You can add the time, the place, the reason, or the frequency. All right. So say, for example, 我喜欢音乐. I like music. Then you can add a verb in it. 我喜欢听音乐. I like to listen music. Or you can add a place in it. You can say 我喜欢在家听音乐. I like listen music at home. Okay, I like listen music at home. So that's how you build the expansions. That's how you build the expansions to make your sentence longer, or to express more things, to express more things that are relevant to you. Okay, so that's the difference. That's the difference. So basically, if you want to have a one-on-one practice with me, for people who are watching on TikTok, you can click the button on your screen. For people who are watching on YouTube, you can check the description. All right, and that's the level 4. So the level 4 is expansion. The level 4 is expansion. The level 4 is add something in it. So it's just like an onion layer. You put different layer in it. I like something. That's the basic sentence pattern. But you can say I like plus the time, plus the place, plus the activities. For example, 我喜欢在家看电影. I like watch movie at home. And then you add an extra layer in it. 我喜欢周末在家看电影. I like watch movie at home at the weekend. Okay, so you put different things in it to expand your sentence. Or let's say 我喜欢跑步. I like running. 我喜欢跑步. I like running. That's the basic sentence pattern. Nothing wrong with it. If you can just remember this sentence pattern, that's fine. But if you want to have a more step further, then you need to expand it. So still remember, first, you need to understand the keywords. Second, you need to modeling. So model what I just said. 我喜欢看电影. Say 我喜欢看电影. I like watch movie. That's the second level. Okay. Then step further, it's a replacement. So change 电影 movie to something you like, to something relevant to your life. Say, for example, 我喜欢音乐 music. 我喜欢跑步 running. 我喜欢画画 painting. Okay. So the level 3 is to replace the keywords and make your own sentences. So now level 4 is to expand. Level 4 is to expand what you have learned, to expand what you have what relevant to your daily life. 我喜欢在家看电影. I like watch movie at home. 我喜欢 在家看电影 I like watch movie at home. And then you add another, say for example, the time. 我喜欢周末在家看电影 I like watching movie at home at the weekend. So that's how you expand. Okay, if you just enter welcome, and if you would like to have a practice with me one-on-one for 5 days, that's free. You can for people who are watching on TikTok, you can click the button on your screen, and for people who are watching on YouTube, you can check the text below. Okay, all right, so if you just joined, welcome. And now we are doing the sentence expansions. All right, now next level is why I couldn't understand what people asking me. Okay, why I couldn't understand people asking me. Lots of people saying that I probably can say something simple. I probably can say something like simple sentences, but when people ask me, I'm freezed. I'm freaking out. Why? Because you don't know how to vary. I mean, the variation of a sentence. Okay, you need to change the sentence pattern. You need to have more variations of one sentence. Okay, so first, let's give you some examples. All right, 我喜欢咖啡 I like coffee. 我喜欢咖啡 I like coffee. So first, use the levels we talked just now. Okay, 我喜欢咖啡 Could you get the keywords? Okay, 我喜欢咖啡 Could you get the keywords? You can understand what I'm saying. If you do so, then the next level is could you modeling what I just said? 我喜欢咖啡 Could you modeling it? Okay, if you can follow me, then I know not many people or not everyone like coffee. Okay, say something you like, replaced cafe, replace coffee. All right, your turn. You can say it. I can't hear, but try your own. Okay, 我喜欢咖啡. Change cafe to something you like. That's the level 3. And then level 4 is to expand it. If you can say something, if you can replace cafe to something you like on the level 3, then level 4 you need to expand it. Okay, you can expand it. 我喜欢, say for example, still using coffee as an example. 我喜欢黑咖啡 I like black coffee. 我喜欢黑咖啡 I like black coffee. And then you can add a verb in it. 我喜欢喝咖啡 I like drinking coffee. Plus the black in it. 我喜欢喝黑咖啡 I like to drink black coffee. You see, you add different layers, you add different things in it to expand the sentences. So that makes you say more natural. And then on the level 5 is variation. Level 5 is variation. Okay. Level 5 is to change the word. Say, for example, you know how to say, I like something. 我喜欢 something. Okay. But what about I don't like? What about I don't like this kind of things? What about I don't like coffee? What can I say? So that's the variation. That's the level 5. It's 我不喜欢喝咖啡 I don't like coffee. 我不喜欢咖啡 And then, or you want to make it as a question. 你喜欢什么 What do you like? 你喜欢什么 What do you like? Okay. And you can also make it like comparison, or you make it to the most sentences. Say, for example, 我最喜欢咖啡 I like coffee the most. Okay, I like coffee the most. Or you can ask, what do you like? 你喜欢什么 Or you can ask, do you like coffee? 你喜欢咖啡吗 Do you like coffee? 你喜欢咖啡吗 Right? So you see, that's the level 5 variations. I don't know which level you are, but these levels is not isolated. Okay? Remember, these words these levels, it's not isolated. These levels, it's you need to do them together, one by one, all together for one sentence pattern. For one sentence pattern, you need to do all the levels. This could help you to remember one thing more efficiently, can help you understand things more, to remember the things. Because when you just memorize the phrases isolated, you probably couldn't understand, you probably couldn't memorize it for long because it's not relevant to your life. It's not relevant to the things around you. And that makes your brain think, oh, okay, this is nothing to do with me. So I probably wouldn't remember it. But if you make your own, it's relevant to your daily life, then your memory will stick the thing you have learned. All right. So that's the secret how you learn Chinese, and you will never forget what you have learned. All right. So if you want to have practice with me, for people who are watching on TikTok, you can click the button on the screen, and for people who are watching on YouTube, check the text below. All right. So that's the level 5, and we have the final level. All right. The final level is, I can understand what people say and I can reply something, but why? And I can understand what teacher says in the class. I can understand the things people are taught me on the class, on videos or whatever. But why is changed to real life that I can't get it? Why change to real life, then I can't get it? That's the fixed reason, and that's the biggest reason, because what you have learned, you can't implement. Okay, you can't transfer them from learning to your real life. Because, say for example, you will say, I like, 我喜欢, I like something, 我喜欢 something. But we just talked about the hobbies. Okay, 我喜欢跑步, I like running. 我喜欢音乐, I like music. 我喜欢拍照, photographer. All right, photography. All right. So you see, you can say 我喜欢 in the situation or in the scenarios of talking about hobbies. But what about job? What about social relationships? What about like food? Could you still able to use the same sentence pattern? You see, that's the key point, that you learn one thing, okay? You learn one sentence pattern, but could you use in different scenarios? You see, that's the loop system I called. It's you use one thing, repeat again and again and again, because you need to transfer the things from the scenarios you learned to another scenarios, and that scenarios is relevant to your life. Say for example, 我喜欢喝咖啡. I like drinking coffee. 我喜欢喝咖啡. And then you still can say 我喜欢看电影. 我喜欢看电影. You can describe what you like to drink. You can describe what you like to watch or your hobbies, right? So that's the transfer. You transfer the scenes. You transfer the scenarios. You can say 我喜欢周末看电影. I like watch movie at weekend. Or you can say 我喜欢和同事喝咖啡. I like drinking coffee with my colleague. 我喜欢跟同事喝咖啡. I like drinking coffee with my colleague. You see, that's the same sentence pattern, but you use in different scenarios. All right. That's the key point. So let's review all the levels again, and then make you memorize it more clear. Okay. So first is you need to understand the keywords first. So listening is always the first thing. Listening is always the first thing. 我喜欢咖啡. Say for example, 我喜欢咖啡. Could you understand what I'm just saying? That's the key point. For those who just joined, welcome. And we are just talking about the 6 levels, how you learn Mandarin more efficiently. Okay. So first, 我喜欢喝咖啡. I like drinking coffee. Could you understand the keywords? What keywords you have caught? what keywords you can understand. All right. Second, modeling. Could you repeat what I just said? 我喜欢喝咖啡. Could you repeat? All right. So if you want to have practice with me one-on-one for 5 days, that's a totally free challenge. For people who are watching on TikTok, you can check. You can click the button on your screen. For people who are watching on YouTube, you can check the text below. Okay. So could you understand? Could you repeat what I just said? 我喜欢咖啡. 我喜欢咖啡. Okay. You can try it. Could you? If you do, that would be great. All right. Then level 3. Level 3 is to replace, to substitute the words. Say for example, 我喜欢咖啡. I like coffee. But maybe you don't like coffee. Okay. Maybe you don't like coffee. You like something else. You like Coke, or you like milk, or you just like water, or you like tea, whatever you like. All right. So if you like, say for example, if you like Coke, okay, then change coffee to Coke. 我喜欢可乐. I like Coke. 我喜欢可乐. I like Coke. You see, that's the thing. Change or replace the words to something relevant to you. Replace the words something relevant to you. That's the key point, because learning a language is learning a tool, learning how to use a tool. If the tool can't help you, then the tool is useless. If the tool, the vocabulary is the tool. If the vocabulary couldn't describe what around you, if the vocabulary couldn't help your daily life, then forget about the vocabularies. You learn the vocabulary something around you. Learn the vocabulary that relevant to your life. Okay, so change coffee to something you like. 我喜欢可乐. I like Coke. 我喜欢水. I like water. 我喜欢茶. I like tea. You see, that's the level 3 replacement. Okay, then next is level 4. Level 4 is to expand. To expand the sentence, because you can't just say 我喜欢水. I like water, and then all the time, right? It's too plain. To a step further, you need more things. You need more informations added on. Then you can add something or extra layer in the sentence. Say for example, I like water. 我喜欢水. I like water. Then you can say 我喜欢喝水. I like drinking water. I like to drink water. You add a verb in it. You can add something else. 我喜欢在家喝水. I like drinking water at home. 我喜欢在家喝水. I like drinking water at home, right? So you see, that's the difference. And now it's level 4. Level 4 is the expansion. You make the things more longer, I would say, or to make the idea more clear, right? So you see, that's the level 4. If you still want to practice with me, for people who are watching on TikTok, you can click the button on the screen. And for people who are watching on YouTube, you can check the text below. All right. So next is level 5, variation. Variation is to change the sentence pattern slightly to make it to different things. Say for example, 我喜欢喝水. I like drinking water. 我喜欢喝水. I like drinking water. Then you can change it to 我不喜欢喝水. I don't like drinking water. If that makes sense, you can say 我喜欢喝水. I like drinking water. 我不喜欢在家喝水. I don't like drinking water at home. So you see, same thing, but you say that in different things, in different ways, because you like drinking water, but you don't like drinking water at home. You see what I mean? So that's the beauty of learning Mandarin. You like drinking something, but you don't like drinking something in some place. That's the variation. All right, that's the variation. Now, you can also ask a question to make the to a question sentence. For example, 你喜欢什么? What do you like? 你喜欢什么? What do you like? Okay, that's the 我喜欢 the variation. All right, so what about if I want to say I like something the most? Still, you can use 我喜欢 this pattern is 我最喜欢水. I like water the most. 我最喜欢水. I like water the most. Okay, so you see that's the thing. First, understand the keywords. Second, model what I've said, or model to repeat what you have learned. Third, make replace, change the word that relevant to you. Change the word relevant to you. And the fourth is to expand it, to add more information in it. And then level 5 is variation, to change it to different sentence pattern, to change it to different, make the different meaning. Okay, then the next level is level 6. Level 6 is to transfer it. Okay, to transfer the sentence pattern in different scenarios. First, I like drinking water. 我喜欢喝水. I like drinking water. But what about I want to talk? That's the food or the thing you like to eat or drink. But what about I want to describe something I like to do? Hobbies. 我喜欢跑步. I like running. That's you see, that's you transfer to from what you like to eat and drink to your hobbies. Okay, so that's how we make it. So that's the transfer. If you want to do the challenge or these 6 levels practice with me, for people who watching on TikTok, you can click the button on your screen, and for people who watching on YouTube, you can click the text below. All right, so now repeat it again. Let's before we wrap up. So quick review. First level is to listen. Okay, listen to catch the keywords. 我喜欢喝咖啡. Could you get the keywords? Could you understand it? Second, to follow, to modeling. 我喜欢咖啡. Could you repeat? 我喜欢咖啡. Could you repeat? So that's the second level. Third, to change, to replace. 我喜欢跑步. I like running. 我喜欢跑步. I like running. Okay, so you see, that's the level 3, to replace something to replace the words to something relevant to you. All right. Fourth is to add it on, to add something, to expand the sentence. Say for example, 我喜欢早上喝咖啡. I like drinking coffee in the morning. 我喜欢早上喝咖啡. I like to drink coffee in the morning. Okay, so that's the key point. And but you see, for from level 1 to level 4, I'm still using the key sentence patterns. Is 我喜欢, I like. I didn't change anything. I just replace the words. So you see, you learned one sentence pattern, you can change it to different things. All right. So for people who just joined, welcome. We are doing the practice of how learning Mandarin more efficiently. For people, if you want to join the challenge with me for free for 5 days, then for people who are watching on TikTok, you can click the button. For people who are watching on YouTube, you can check the text below. All right. So next level, to change, variation. Okay, change, variation. Variation is still we're using 我喜欢咖啡. I like coffee. Then change it to what would you like? 你喜欢什么? What would you like? 你喜欢什么? What do you like? Okay? What do you like? 你喜欢什么? That's the variation. All right. And then the next level is to change it, to transfer from one scenario to another scenario, from one scenario to another scenario. Okay? So 我喜欢喝咖啡. You can change it to 我喜欢跑步. I like running. from drinking coffee to running, but you still use the same sentence pattern. You see, that's the loop. That's the loop. You repeat, you learn something, you hear it, you say it, then you get the feedback, and then you try it again, and then you add an extra layer in it. So that's what I call the loop system. And also, it's kind of not only repeat, but it's a spiral to get a more and longer and more detail and detail. Okay, so if you want to join the challenge, for people who are watching on TikTok, click the button on your screen. For people who are watching on YouTube, you can check the text below. Okay, so you see, for learning Mandarin, for learning Chinese, it's not just memorizing. Okay, it's not just memorizing, because if you're just memorizing, then you will easily forget what you have learned. You will easily forget. You probably learned today, forget tomorrow. All right, and the loop system could help you to memorize it, to speak out, to understand, and to upgrade the sentence, and to transfer the scenarios. That's why lots of adults, they said, oh, okay, Mandarin is so hard, I can't learn it. But to have after this this system, the loop system, it's able to speak, it's able to use. Okay, if you have any questions, you can comment below, and I can try to answer your questions if you have any. And for people who want to join the challenge for free, click the button on the on your screen. If you're watching from TikTok, if you're watching from YouTube, check the text below. Okay, so if you need, I still can give you some advice. First, learn something relevant to you. Okay, learn something relevant to you. Not to say, for example, if you're an accountant, it's no point you learn some words of like constructions, right? And that's no point. You probably will not use it in your daily life or in your whole lifetime. So learn something that relevant to your life. Second, to repeat what you have learned. To repeat what you have learned. Say it every day. Say it in your real life. You don't have at beginning, at first, you don't have to speak it out. You don't have to speak out all the time. 我喜欢早上做我的狗. What do you mean? Like, what sort of things you did for your dog to your dog? Like you want to walk your dog? You want to say? It's like 我喜欢早上溜我的狗. Yeah, 溜我的狗 is not do my dog, but like to walk my dog. 溜我的狗. So you see, you can change walk my dog, 溜我的狗 to something else. 我喜欢早上喝咖啡. I like drinking coffee in the morning. You see, that's the difference. That's the difference, because you make the sentence your own, and that relevant to your life. Okay. All right. So let's warm up. If you like the detail of the loop system, join the challenge. It's free for 5 days. And for people who are watching on TikTok, you can click the button on your screen. For people who are watching on YouTube, you can check the text below. Okay, so I'm still waiting here for 1 minute or so. If you have any questions, comment below, and I will try to answer your questions. It could be anything, like how to learn Mandarin, how to learn Mandarin like efficiently, or how any sentence patterns you want me to correct, or anything relevant to Chinese. It could be cultural, or could be language wise, or could be learning wise, anything. Anything? All right, no problem. If you don't have, you can follow me on my social media platforms. If you're watching on YouTube, you can you can subscribe my channel. Yeah, I thought 做 means to walk. No, walk is walk, right? So, but actually for 狗 is for dog is 溜我溜狗. It's like to walk the dog. Okay. Okay, now, great. I will see you all next time. I will still do the live session tomorrow. So if you want to join, you're welcome. And just check my profile. And yeah, we start from there. Thank you. Bye bye. I miss you too. You can subscribe and we can start from there. All right. Bye.